I got to be able to see it too. All right, so this is going to be the guy, and a couple things that we can see just to get it oriented. That's the hyaline cartilage of the pubic symphysis, where the coxal bones would come together. So that's something that we want to take a look at. And in both sexes, behind the coxal bones, in both sexes, the first thing you come to is the urinary bladder. And that's going to be true of both sexes. Of course, in the girl, so in the guy, you have the urinary bladder, and then the rectum, to the anal canal and the anus. Of course, in girls, you'd go pubic symphysis, and behind the coxal bones is going to be the urinary bladder. But then you got the uterus before you hit the rectum. So it's going to look a little bit different in the girls. But a couple things we can see here. The kidneys make urine, and the urine drains out of the kidney by way of the ureter to fill up the urinary bladder. The urinary bladder drains by way of the urethra, and the urethra opens by way of the urethral orifice at the end of the penis. There are several columns of erectile tissue within the penis, within what's called the shaft of the penis. The very tip of the penis is called the glans of the penis, and then the rest of the penis is called the shaft. And notice that the penis hangs from beneath the pubic symphysis. So we go beneath the pubic symphysis, and that's kind of where the penis begins. Okay, the erectile column around the urethra, that the urethra goes straight through, is the corpus spongiosum. What's that, in red? Is that kind of reddish? Okay, and this is one of the two corpus cavernosa in blue. All right. Obviously, that's going to be the testis inside the scrotal sac. The prostate gland is what you see here in, what would you call that color?
Red.
Kind of red. Okay. So that's going to be the prostate gland. And you see the little tube coming in right there? That's one of the two ejaculatory ducts. So the ejaculatory duct forms as a fusion of the vas deferens and a duct coming out of the seminal vesicle to form the ejaculatory duct that then opens into the side of the urethra. Okay, and those are things that we can see on this model. So this model is not enough. So let's go to this model over here, because we're going to definitely need some more stuff. And let's see, we've got those models up here. So I think instead of pulling them out of the torso, I'll keep them in the torso. And I'm just going to grab a guy model from up here, because there's still more that we have to see. Okay. So, this model right here, this would be the glans of the penis. By the way, this is a penis that's been circumcised. Let me talk a little bit about circumcision, because it's a unnecessary medical procedure that's performed on probably 1 out of every 4 kids worldwide, very common in the United States. In fact, it's mandated, circumcision is mandated by certain religions. If you're Jewish, your kid has to be, if male, circumcised within 8 days of birth. Not exactly sure why. It's just kind of a Jewish thing. I think the Muslim faith requires circumcision as well at some point in time. Most kids get circumcised. So anyway, this is the glans of the penis and the shaft. Okay, if we take the penis out, okay, then you can see something that looks like that cross-sectional view in the book. The blue would be the two corpus cavernosa, and the urethra goes through the red-colored corpus spongiosum. All right, these are going to be the testes inside the scrotum, or the scrotal sac. And off the testis, see this right here in this other color on the side? That's the epididymis, where sperm are stored. See, normally this would be a highly coiled tube. You don't see that in the model. That's okay. So the epididymis, if you could stretch it out, is probably 20 feet in length. I mean, it's a really, really long tube. And that's not so obvious from here. But this would be the epididymis. You don't see the epididymis over here because they still have some connective tissue that they, this is like 1 layer deeper on this side. That's why they don't look, they should look the same. But this is 1 layer deeper. It kind of reminds me where we have the muscle, one side would be surface muscles, peel those off, and then you can see the ones below. It's the same kind of thing. This right here, that you see right here, is called the spermatic cord. And the spermatic cord includes blood vessels, like the testicular artery and the testicular vein, names we give to the gonadal artery and vein in guys. And the vas deferens is inside the spermatic cord. Now what we want to do is come up the spermatic cord. Okay, see the coxal bone? Okay. Above the coxal bone is where the inguinal canal is. And the vas deferens and the spermatic cord goes through the inguinal canal, over the coxal bones, and that's the vas deferens coming into the abdominal cavity. And it's going by, watch this because these two are confusing, it's going by the urethra, carrying urine from the kidney to the urinary bladder. So this tube right here and this tube right there would be the urethra. I'm sorry, ureters is what I meant to say. These would be the ureters. And ureters carry urine from the kidneys to the urinary bladder. So that's a ureter, and this is going to be the vas deferens. Now, generally, glands are colored orange, but that's not really the case on this model, at least not completely. Okay. The seminal vesicles you can see on this model. And whoops. Put those on the side here. Okay. So, I'm going to put all this together. What am I missing here? Usually it has like little pin. Well, it does have little things. They're not really sticking together very well. That's why this wants to fall apart. Put that in there. That'll kind of help to hold it together. Okay, when I pull it apart, this right here is the prostate gland. Okay, so the prostate gland is the urethra draining the urinary bladder, goes through the prostate gland. There's only one prostate gland, and it's this gland right there. And this right there would be one of the two ejaculatory ducts that form from the duct coming out of the seminal vesicle, merging with the vas deferens, forms an ejaculatory duct, then goes through the prostate gland and opens into the urethra. This model only shows one of those ejaculatory ducts, but there would be two of them. So maybe the other one is, the other one's on this other side. Actually, that's probably the same one. But anyway, there's two ejaculatory ducts that open into the side of the urethra. Okay. On the side of this gland, you can see it's kind of got a crinkled look to it. To me, it sort of looks like that, like a dried raisin or something like that. And that's going to be a seminal vesicle. And I think that's it on the male model. So, in looking at it from the side, you've got the glands and shaft of the penis. You got the prostate gland, the orange-colored seminal vesicle, the ejaculatory duct, the urethra, the ureters, vas deferens going through the inguinal canal. It looks like you can see a lot of stuff. So, did you all look at these models too? Okay, good. You got to look at them both to get all the features of the male reproductive system. So, I think I'll put this one down.